Are you working on how to easier check efficiency, or is it something you're still trying to figure out? And do you think that you'll implement it in update? No, in a potential update that might come up there, update 8. I actually don't know what the stance is on this at the moment. I think it's one of those like good, cool things to have, but I don't know if that's something that we prioritize. Because there's a lot of stuff that like, oh God, it's so hard. It's so hard to know. Because like there are a lot of, okay, this is a little bit off topic to the question, but like it's sort of has to do with this. There are a lot of things in Satisfactory that people request or we think would be cool to have, where like we constantly have to think about like, okay, but if we add this, how much value do we get out of implementing it, right? So there are a lot of times when something like an efficiency checker, for instance, that involves a lot of moving parts. Like it's not just like, oh, it's just a little programming task, but it also involves like UI and us figuring out design, how we like showcase that stuff, versus like, can I come up with a good example? Like any of the quality of life features, maybe? Like one good example, for instance, like compared to the thing we added in update 8 where the validity check of belts is on the last step, you know? So like, in terms of like how much effort goes into, like, those are two, I would still say the efficiency checker is a bit more work, actually. It's a bit bigger feature, but like you can compare it to a lot of different features, but like there are small features that have significant times needed to be able to implement them. And we constantly have to like be on the edge of how long does it take to implement this? How much effort, how much value is there to add something like this to the game? And if we don't feel that there's enough value in a lot of these features, then in contrast to the effort, then we probably won't get around to it, because there's so many things that we can add to this game that adds a ton of value. And the list is, I wouldn't say it's endless, but there sure are a lot of things we can add to the game that would be really cool. But then like, where do we get the most bang for our buck, for our implementation buck, so to speak? So it's really hard. And that's one of those things where like, I can see a lot of value in that feature, but is it like, does Satisfactory need that? You know, like if it comes to like us working towards 1.0 and we have to focus on like, what does the game need for us to feel like it's finished? You know what I mean? Does it need an easier efficiency check? Maybe it does. And we sort of had to like take that on a case by case. So it's hard for me to like theorize whether we're actually going to implement some of these features, because I actually don't know. And I don't think we do know until we actually plan these things and we start implementing them and realize that like, maybe we shouldn't go down this route, or yeah, this is the right way to do it. I don't know, it's tricky.